Hey, it's Dr. DeCubellis coming at you today with another question I get and something I see quite a bit on the internet with other chiropractors doing. So we're going to discuss that. First though, make sure you like and subscribe below because again, I'm going to be going through things like this in the future and you want to make sure you don't miss out. Alright, so today we are going to talk about self-adjusting, how you can crack yourself. Now, you've seen lots of videos out there where other chiropractors or just other people are showing you how to self-adjust at home. Seems really interesting, sounds like a great idea, right? Well, I'm going to tell you that I'm not a big fan of self-adjusting, and not for the reason you might think. I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, well, he doesn't like that because he wants you to come in to see him. And that's actually not the case. And really, when we start talking about self-adjusting, we have to start talking about the difference between adjusting and manipulation. So really, when we start talking about the difference between adjusting and manipulation and what chiropractic adjustments really are, they're very specific adjustments where force is applied to one specific segment that has altered biomechanics, movement patterns, or has a subluxation to restore proper functionality of that specific joint. So what that means is you're just working on one at a time. Mobilization, though, that can be multiple joints at any one time based on a force or a movement. Very, very different things. So the reason I say that is when you do your self-adjusting at home, it's really more of the mobilization. And that's why I'm not really a big fan of it. Because when we start talking about mobilization, it means we don't know exactly which specific joint we're working on. You see those adjustment videos where they say, okay, we'll go on your back and turn your hip over this way. Well, my question would be, okay, well, what segment are you adjusting? What's your target? You don't know. You're just going and you're hoping you hear a crack or a pop, right? But remember, we don't necessarily want to hear a crack or a pop in our back when we're twisting, because that could mean a crack or a pop of a disc herniating or a ligament tearing or a fracture. Not necessarily the best things we want to be hearing. So I always say you have to be very, very careful. If you want to do it, that's fine. Never do rapid movements and go very, very slow. But again, if you're having pain in your back or your neck to the point to where you feel like you have to self-adjust, maybe it's a good idea to get it looked at to find out what's going on. Because it might not actually be a joint. It could be a muscle. And if it's a muscle and you go through and attack it by treating a joint type of treatment, then you're going to cause more issues. So you want to make sure you know exactly what you're working on. So that's why I'm not a big fan. Not very specific. You don't know exactly what you're working on, and because of that, there's potential issues for injury. Now, the other thing too is there is not a way for you to self-adjust every single segment that might need to be adjusted. So what do I mean by that is that, especially when it comes to your upper back, mid back, and neck, it's very, very hard for someone to try to adjust themselves. Even as a trained chiropractor, I can tell you right now, I cannot adjust myself. Not anywhere near to the level that I can be adjusted by another chiropractor, which is why I go to another chiropractor. If I could do it myself, I wouldn't need to go. But it's not just that, hey, all chiropractors can adjust themselves, they're just keeping the secret to themselves and they don't want anyone else to know. That's not the case. You just can't adjust yourself as well as someone else can. That's why I go to a chiropractor as well. So, keep that in mind. There's going to be areas you just cannot adjust yourself. You're not going to be very specific with it. And because of that, and the force that you're using and the speed could be enough to even cause a new injury on top of whatever else might be there. Maybe you have something, maybe you don't. But until you get it checked out, is it really worth potentially re-injuring or causing a new issue where it could have been something that was easily fixed with another method? Whether that be chiropractic or something else, you don't know until you get it looked at. So I hope that helps. Hope to answer the question. Again, if you wouldn't mind, like and subscribe below. I'm going to be coming at you with more information just like this. I want to hopefully bring you value and answer these questions. I'm going to talk about things that you're seeing all over and giving you kind of the inside scoop from a chiropractic standpoint.